Hello everyone, my name is Ahmed Marsafawi,
And my name is Ravi Patel.
and this is our gasification project.
We believe that the best type of gasification system would be plasma gasification.
Plasma gasification is cost-effective compared to other gasification technologies. It is an effective method of removing our waste, and finally, it is self-sustainable and can provide energy.
Firstly, plasma gasification is an efficient method of removing our waste. Depending on the size of the plasma gasification reactor plant, lots of waste can be processed per day. For larger plants, it could go up to until 300 tons of municipal solid waste per day. The time for plasma gasification is shorter than other alternatives of dealing with garbages and waste. You do not have to build a place for dumping the garbage every time another one is filled. The plasma can heat up and break down the molecules of the waste fast with really high temperature. Since it does not take a long time to break down the municipal solid waste, lots of garbage will be able to be processed every day with plasma gasification reactor plants. This is important for our system nowadays because there are more and more people, which means that more and more products are used and more garbage is produced. If we cannot deal with the garbage or waste as fast as they are produced, they will start snowballing and there will be more and more garbage piling up in the future. Plasma gasification has the ability to deal and process garbage in a short time, which will be able to solve the problem of too many garbages and waste being produced, and there will not be garbage piling up waiting for their turn to be processed.
Secondly, plasma gasification is cost-effective compared to other gasification technologies and economically beneficial to the city of Melton. Plasma gasification produces syngas, and this components of syngas can be used to make other carbon-based industrial chemicals such as ethanol. Ethanol can be used in ethyl alcohol, pure alcohol, grain alcohol, and drinking alcohol. It can also be used in hand sanitizers and medical wipes. Other than ethanol, synthesis gas itself can also be used in gas engines as fuels. It can reduce the energy cost for fuel and greater productivity and stability, while lower gas pressure is required compared to fuel. Also, by producing energy from the syngas, they use the energy to run the plant. One common application for syngas is electricity generation. The syngas can undergo a combustion reaction and release energy which can be captured to transform liquid water into steam. The steam can then drive a turbine and thus generate electricity. The amount of electricity produced from a typical plasma gasification plant far exceeds the energy that's required to operate it. The excess energy can then be an additional sustainable power source to the city. Roughly two-thirds of electricity produced is fed back into the grid. A typical plant would be able to provide electricity for up to 10,000 homes, and the waste steam byproduct can heat hot water for up to 1,000 homes. In the long term, the power sold to end users will be able to pay off the initial investment made to build the plants. The reduction of costs of different products can improve the economy of the city. It does not require as much money to get other products since it is created from the waste people produce daily. It also helps reduce environmental and atmospheric pollution, as to make many of the industrial chemical gases and fuels are burned, therefore causing pollution. The excess electricity produced from the syngas can be used as an additional power source and in the long term will help pay off the initial investment made to build the plant.
Lastly, plasma gasification is self-sustainable and can provide energy. The syngas produced by plasma gasification is able to create more energy, which is able to self-sustain and even provide to the town. Large carbon-based molecules in plastic decomposes into syngas. Syngas is a mixture composed of hydrogen and carbon monoxide. The syngas produced from plasma gasification usually gets cleaned up first by looking for minerals, particulates, sulfur, mercury, and unconverted carbon that can be removed or reduced to low levels using processes common to the chemical and refining industries. More than 95% of the mercury can be produced from removed. After cleaning up the syngas, they send it to the boiler, which uses internal combustion engines or gas turbines to produce power or further convert the syngas into chemical fertilizers or fuels. This greatly showed how the waste produced by the gasification is managed and used in a way that could help in energy for different plants. The energy can be used to provide the power required for plasma gasification, while the extra energy can be sent to different places for running different other machines that will require energy. Lots of technology requires energy, so it is a huge cost to provide energy for all the machines in the city. Other ways of processing garbage requires energy as does plasma gasification. The difference between plasma gasification and others ways is that plasma gasification will be able to produce energy for itself, so it does not require other energy or expenses to deal with the waste. Furthermore, it could potentially produce extra energy to support the town and reduce the workload for other energy providers.
Some would say that plasma gasification is not environmentally friendly. They are wrong because most of the dangerous and toxic substances are removed or cleaned up during the cleaning process of syngas. Plasma gasification does not produce pollution into the atmosphere. Syngas will get cleaned up by removing the toxic and dangerous products. More than 95% of the mercury will be removed during the process. Even if the toxic compounds like dioxin are produced, they'll still be cleaned up by the removing or reducing the toxic substances to lower levels. Plasma gasification will not be producing carbon dioxide since gasification does not involve combustion. It uses little or no oxygen, and it converts carbon-based materials directly into syngas in a closed reactor with high temperature. Plasma gasification is definitely a safe and environmentally friendly way to produce the waste.
In conclusion, thank you for listening to our presentation on why a plasma gasification plant is the best to use. We believe that with ourselves, Ravi and Ahmed, and the city working together, we can create an environment which is self-sustainable, can provide its own energy, which cost efficient, and which is efficient in removing our waste. If you're still interested in learning more about plasma gasification, here is a short video.